Thank you to those of you who answered the icebreaker. We had a Tinkerbell and a witch, and who else did we have? A Dalmatian dog. I would like to see a picture of that. So cute. All right, so check it out. I have dropped the link to the Desmos graphing calculator site. Go ahead and bookmark that. You just hit the little star that's in the search bar because you're going to be using it for sure. All right, now standard form. Can you guys all see this now? Here we go. Standard form. So an equation is given. 7x minus 4 times the quantity of 5x plus 3 equals fx squared plus gx plus h. What is the value of h? This looks crazy, right? Is there anybody who can look at this and tell me right away, oh, it's negative 12. It's 1. It's 1. It's 8. Or are you like, yeah, okay. Yeah, no. Ari said, no, thanks. Angelina said, it looks nuts. I know, it looked nuts to me too. When I first saw it, I was like, why? We know that standard form, I feel like you guys maybe have heard of standard form, which is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Maybe, maybe not. But this is giving us, fx squared plus gx plus h. Well, f, g, and h are the numbers. X is the variable. In this case, h is constant. So when I look at this, I can solve this algebraically, and I would love to teach you guys how to solve this algebraically. Maybe I'll keep the recording going when I dismiss you and record myself solving all of this algebraically if you're super interested, because you know how much I love algebra. But what we're going to do instead is this. We are going to type into Desmos 7x minus 4. So you guys do this too. 7x minus 4 times the quantity of 5x plus 3. 5x plus 3. Now, h or c in standard form is the y-intercept. So the number that does not have a variable next to it is the y-intercept. If you're taking notes, you can write that down. If you want me to say that again, I will. I can type it in the chat. I can type it on this page. So basically, the number that does not have a variable next to it is the y-intercept, just like y equals mx plus b. So if we scroll down, so if you want to, you can zoom way in on Desmos. You can zoom way out. You can scroll by clicking and dragging. So I can click and drag. Oh, look, here's the y-intercept. It's negative 12. So all it's asking us for is the y-intercept here. The y-intercept is negative 12. So that's it. C in standard form represents the y-intercept, which is where this function crosses the y-axis at. So what you have to know for problems like this, and this is taken exactly from the 2025, I almost said air test. We call it the EOC, the Ohio End of Course Exam. So all you need to know for this is how to plug it into Desmos. Share this tab instead. Plug it into Desmos, and you just have to know that C means the y-intercept. If you have questions, just drop them in the chat. Hi, Rayenzo. All right, so check it out. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I got 7 people to join in such a short amount of time. So thank you, Adriana, Alexis, Angelina, Jamari, Kaden, Kelly, and Rayenzo. You guys are rock stars right now, major brownie points. And you're getting double academic time just for being here, and your names are going into a drawing for an Amazon gift card. Anyway, moving right along. So 2 functions are given. F of x is 1/2 x minus 3. G of x is 7/10 x minus 6. What is the solution to f of x equals g of x? Give me a, let's see, give me a thumbs down if you don't know how to do this. Give me a thumbs up if you do know how to do this. I expect to see a lot of thumbs downs here. Perfect. Thank you for being so brave, Angelina, Kelly, and Jamari, and Kaden. And Ray Enzo is going, do I or do I not? You will very soon, because here's the calculator hack. So all we have to do for this is go ahead and click over to Desmos again. So it's 1\2. And don't put X in the bottom because that's going to give us like a weird hyperbole or something. And so we just have to click the over cursor and then click X. So that says 1/2 of X minus 3, 1/2 of X times. Oh, really? Awesome. Who was your math teacher at Odella, Angelina? Do you remember? You're like, I don't remember, lady. It wasn't you. I need to pay money to have students join, is what I'm hearing. Crazy stuff. All right. Anyway, moving right along. We're learning a lot right now. Your teacher too. So what we're doing is two functions are given. F of X is 1/2 X minus 3. G of X is 7/10 X minus 6. And these are in Y equals MX plus B form, right? They're in slope intercept form. Slope intercept, which looks like this. Y equals MX plus B. That should look familiar to some of you, where M is the slope. Oh, good. I'm glad, Angelina. Where M is the slope, and what is B? Do you guys remember what B is? We kind of talked about it in the last problem. And B is the intercept, meaning the place where the function crosses the y-axis, hence the name slope-intercept form. So here we have slope, and here we have intercept, where the slope is M and the intercept is B. Intercept, pretend I can write. So all we have to do to find the solution to these two functions is, algebraically, we would set them equal to each other and solve for X, but we don't have time for that today. What we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and plug those two functions into Desmos. So here we go. I'm going to share my Desmos tab with y'all, and I'm going to plug in 1/2 of X minus 3 for my first function. And then if you click enter, it lets you go to the next function. So for g of x, you don't have to type in g of x or f of x. Just type in what the function is. So 7/10 x minus 6. So I'll wait until you get there. Let me know if you need me to drop that calculator link in the chat again. Actually, I'm just going to do it anyway. Copy. I am never more popular than when I'm teaching a live lesson of math. I am blowing up. Thank you, Adriana. Ooh, I think I have Alexis. You are onto something, Alexis. All right, so there's your Desmos link. If you're not there, get there. Okay, so here's what we do now. I'm going to pull my cursor down to where it looks like these two functions will intersect. Now imagine you're an air traffic controller, which we are in desperate need of in this country right now. And you want to figure out if the blue plane is going to crash into the red plane, and if so, where? And you have to make sure that doesn't happen. So I'm going to zoom way in, and I'm going to scroll down. So plus is zoom. And if you click and drag, you can scroll. And I'm going to put my little cursor right here. Ooh, who said 15.4.5? Alexis. Yes. There's your confetti. And here is your unicorns. Yeah, exactly. So when we're talking about a solution to two equations, all we're talking about is where do those two equations meet? That's all. And if you put in Desmos both of those functions and then drag your little cursor to where it meets, you will find that out. And you don't have to solve it algebraically, but you didn't hear it from me. I would love to teach you how to solve it algebraically if you want to stick around after this, but we only have 8 minutes of this session left, unless you want to hang out with me until 2, which I would not mind one bit. All right, so nice work, Angelina. Thank you for that. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Alexis. And Angelina applauded you, Alexis. So check it out. Let's move to the next one. Wait, are these like linears, quadratics, horizontal? Does it matter? So if I wanted to do a parabola and a straight line, this system of equations now has 2 solutions. Really good question, by the way, Adriana. So we know that it's linear when x is to the power of 1. You'll never see x to the 1, you'll just see x. We'll know it's quadratic when it's x to the power of 2. It's cubic when it's x to the power of 3. Cubic has the potential of crossing a linear function 3 times, and so on and so forth. Quartic, quintic, usually they don't go much higher than that. Anyway, thank you for the question, and we have time for one more. So now, and I'm going to be showing you guys, I'll be sharing this presentation with you all, and I'll also be sending you information on how to get to the practice test. So check it out. The solution to f of x equals g of x is x equals, oh, this part's really important. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back really fast. 1/2 x minus 3. And some of you guys are going to say, like, it seems like a lot of work to put all this in the calculator. Guess what? You're going to get really good at putting all this in the calculator, and it's way less work than learning how to solve it algebraically, but you didn't hear that from me. So, oops, 7/10 x. All right, so the important part that I forgot to mention is that when it's asking for the solution, it's asking for the x. It's asking for the input. So x equals what? X equals 15. So we would put in there, we would put right in here, we'd put 15. X equals 15, x equals 15. Not the y, but we would put the x. And most of you probably would have gathered that, because if the solution is 15 comma 4.5, you know that ordered pairs go x comma y. Anyway, moving right along. Good questions. You guys are asking all the right questions. All right, so f of x equals x squared plus 2x minus 24. What are the values of a and b? So this has us factor. Now, to factor this, we would have to know that we would have to find 2 numbers that when you multiply them together, you get negative 24. And when you add them together, you get positive 2. Pretend I can write. I don't know what's going on with my drawing tools. But that takes a while to teach, and it takes a while to figure out if it's your first time seeing something like this. If you're putting this in the calculator, you're going to find it very simple. So if we're putting this in the calculator, all we have to do is plug in. Everybody go over to your calculator tab again. Plug in to the calculator. X squared, so x squared plus 2, plus, why are you giving me a slider? That's weird. Plus 2x minus 24. Speaking of quadratic equations, which are parabolas, this is a parabola. This is a quadratic equation, and we know that because x is squared. It goes up, down, 1, 2. So I don't know where that is right now. So I'm going to hit home. Oh, wait, I should probably share this tab. I'm going to hit home. Why is it being a jerk? Go away. X squared. There she is. All right, so when it's asking us for the values of a and b, it's asking us where does this function hit the x-axis. So where does this function hit the x-axis? Now, this is the part that gets a little bit crazy. So we have these two numbers here. We have -6, 0, and we have 4, 0. Those are our zeros, -6 and 4. But we're going to flip them to the opposite because what we know is this. X, see, what it's showing us is that X, click on my guys again. Come here, guys. There they go. What we know is that X minus 6 equals 0. X minus 6 equals 0. It's weird that it doesn't let it stay up there. X minus 6 equals 0. I know I've been talking for a really long time. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for hanging in there with me. And what we also know is that X plus 4 equals 0. But if it's asking us for the values of a and b, we have to solve for x. And this is the part that's a little bit weird. So, but if you can just kind of get it in your head that you're going to flip to the opposite, you'll be fine. So check it out. Boop. I like to color code. All right, so for this first one, we're going to solve for x. What's the opposite of subtraction? Exactly. We're going to add 6 to both sides to get rid of this 6. Pow. X equals, sorry, not X equals, A equals 6. And then for the opposite of addition, we're going to subtract 4 from each side. Subtract 4, and B equals -4. And I know that's kind of crazy because this function crosses the x-axis at -6 and +4, but trust me, in this case, you just have to flip the sign because we're solving for 0. And it is 132. So I want to thank you guys for being here. So to add the squared over here, Alexis, see how in the bottom, get rid of all this stuff. See how in the bottom left, in the bottom left, there's like a little, looks like a keyboard. So you click on the keypad and here's the squared. It's right here. The squared is right there. Does that make sense? Log in as a guest, then you don't have to put in like a QR code or your student name or anything like that. So you would continue as guest and then start the algebra test right there. Thank you for being here, guys. You are all being rewarded by having your names entered in a raffle drawing, and also you get double time for being here. So you've been here for an hour, not a half an hour. Bye, everyone. Email me if you have questions, or you can text me. I sent out my information in the group invite, and have a great day. Toodles.